Hello everyone. So the topic today that I'm covering is mathematical tools. Basically, this topic is related to important concepts of mathematics that are not much tough but that are very basic concepts that we use in physics for solving different types of question. And we must be familiar to this concepts because it will help us a lot into solving questions easily. So the first topic that I'm going to discuss is that of functions. So what exactly a function is? A function is a relationship. We say that a function is a relationship that relates terms that are independent, or we can say that are dependent. So it is a relationship between terms. So how can we denote it? The function is denoted as f of x. Either we can say we have considered this variable x. So for example, if I write y is equals to x square, then I can say that if I change the value of x, the value of y will also change. That means y is a function of x, where the value is x square. So we say that this is the output and this is the input. For example, if I need to find a value of a function, if the value given is y is equals to f of x is equals to x square minus 4, and I need to find the function value of 3, then how can I solve this question? It's a very basic question, very easy question. So what I'll do is I'll substitute x as 3. X is equals to 3. So it will be y is equals to f of 3 is equals to 3 square minus 4. That is 9 minus 4 is 5. Therefore the function value is 5. Now if I consider a different example, like if I write y is equals to f of x is equals to x square, but I need to find the value of f of 2. Now I have taken this question in order to enhance a different level from the previous question. So here we can see the function of 2. There is a function inside a function. So for this thing, first we need to find this. Definitely f of 2 will find first. So f of 2 is what? Nothing but x is equals to 2. So this will be 2 square. This is 4. Now we have got this. So we can write this as f of, and f of 2 is 4. Now this can easily be found by substituting x is equals to 4, and we get f of 2 as 4 square, that is 16. Now as I told you earlier, a term that is a output and a input, like I told you in the example of y is equals to x square, that y is the output and x is the input. So basically that term I used as an input and output was just for the explanation. Though we don't use this term input and output, we use a very standard term for functions in maths, that is y, the output term, is called as the range of the function, and x, that is the input term, is called as the domain of the function. So whenever you write a function or it is told to find the range of a function, that means you need to find the output of a function, and whenever you are told to find the domain of the function, it means that you need to find the input of the function. I guess it is clear till now. Now the next function that we are going to study is logarithmic function. Logarithmic function. So we might be earlier familiar with the term that we use is log. So this term log is considered with any variable x, y, anything is considered to be a logarithmic function. So I'll tell you a trick to directly convert a term into logarithm. So if we have been given, for example, I take 5 square is equals to 25. So we need to convert this term into logarithm. So how we'll write this? Write down log. This 25 will be written over here. This 5 will go to the base, and this 2 will be equated over here. So next question for you all. Similar question, right? If I've been given 10 square equals to 100. So think how we'll write it. The trick I told you to write. Okay, so it's very easy. Let's write. It will be log. This 100 will go over here. This 10 will go over here to the base, and this 2 will go over here. Similarly, we don't have to do nothing, but this 10 squared, the power goes into the equated form, and the power to which it is raised goes to the base, and this equated term goes over here. Now there are some very important properties of log that we need to know. So we'll understand what the properties are. So our very first property is log to the base 10 1 is always 0. The next property is any exponential to the power 0 is always 1. The third property is if we have any term of logarithm as log x into y, the term will be further written as the sum of logarithms. Similarly, for next mathematical operation, if we have considered multiplication here, then we'll consider obviously subtraction over here, that is log x by y will be written as log x minus log y. A very important property of log is log x to the power n. It will be written as n will go over here this side and log x. Okay, so I guess logarithmic function is also clear to everyone. Now the next function that we'll study is definitely a trigonometric function, because this one is left. Trigonometric function. So we have studied trigonometry in earlier classes. We know the term that is sine theta, tan theta, cos theta, and so on is a trigonometric term. So any variable consisting of this term will be considered as a trigonometric function. Like I say sine x, sine y. This all terms are considered to be a trigonometric function. Now there are two important things that we need to know in mathematical tools. A very basic thing, very easy thing. There's nothing to worry, everything is very easy. You just need to focus on what you're studying, and you just need to develop an interest for that thing, right? You'll do it. So let's continue. So a very basic thing is that the trigonometric term is written in two ways, either in radian or either in degrees, right? So in radian, basically we mean that 180 degrees is equals to pi radian, So to convert a degree into radian, what we do is that we multiply that degree by pi by 180, and we get that particular degree in terms of radian. For example, if I need to find the value of 300 degree, so it will be this degree into pi by 180. Solving this, 0 and 0 1, 6 3 times, 6 5 times, we get 300 degree as 5 by 3 radians. Now a very important coordinate concept of trigonometry that I think is very important for mathematical tools in physics is a cast rule. Cast rule basically means over here, like we have this type of coordinate system, C, A, st, and we know this is 0, 90, 180 and 270, right? This comes out to be 360. So this cast rule basically means if any trigonometric function coming in this form, C form, that is either cos, cosec or cot, will always be positive in this quadrant. All are positive in this quadrant, and sine is positive in this quadrant, and tan is positive in this quadrant. So it's very easy for us to find a value. We can say a value for that particular degree or radian. We can easily find what sign can be, if it is coming in this positive, depending upon the function. And whenever we consider the degrees in an anti-clockwise direction rotation, then it is considered to be positive, and whenever the degree is in clockwise direction, then it is considered to be negative.